We've seen the impact of all the rain on crops. Now let's look at some of the impacts on cattle with Dave Lalman, our extension beef cattle specialist. And Dave, lots of scenes like this around Oklahoma this week. What kind of guidance are you giving producers? Lots of things to think about.
There are a lot of things to think about. Hopefully situations like this, the water will recede, and if it doesn't, and if animals are kind of trapped in a small area, some way they just need to get some feed to those animals. That would be the main thing to try to minimize their stress. The last thing you want to do is feed a lot of concentrate. Just keep it simple. Hay, just you can't go wrong feeding some hay, because they're not going to be able to overconsume on it. So that would probably be the best thing to do in a situation like that.
I know we're kind of running through a checklist here, but monitoring for illnesses after exposure to this, kind of scenario?
Absolutely. I mean, there are going to be situations where, the water is contaminated with bacteria and protozoa. Some of those can cause disease, diarrhea, giardia comes to mind, which can affect both humans and livestock. And so, that's going to have an incubation period. And so once the animals get to safety or some better situation, they need to continue to be monitored for a while, just in case.
Pastures are waterlogged anyway, even before the storms this week. Any long-term impact to start being mindful of?
Well, I mean, not immediately. The best thing for a grazing animal is to get to graze on high quality forage this time of year. So fortunately, we're not in a situation where we've got, cured forage or wintertime or forage and that kind of thing. Long term, yeah, probably, generally speaking, we have a really wet year like this, our hay quality declines, and so does pasture forage quality. So, longer term, just be thinking about, be sure and get your hay tested, get those numbers back, and then evaluate your upcoming winter program, because it could be affected by forage quality.
And unfortunately, as widespread as the storms were, no doubt some producers are documenting livestock injuries and unfortunately deaths as part of this. What kind of guidance do you have?
I mean, it's going to happen. There are just a lot of situations like this, and unfortunately, we're going to lose a few animals. So, probably the best thing to do would be to contact your county extension educator, the Oklahoma Cooperative Extension Service, and those folks will have access to fact sheets. They'll have contact information for appropriate methods or commercial businesses that dispose of those dead animals.
Okay, Dave Lalman, thanks a lot for your advice, and we'll see you again soon. And for a link to some of those resources that Dr. Lalman mentioned, just go to sunup.okstate.edu.